Yo, this is AKINYEMI. I'm gonna break down the lyrics to my song Dust Calling. So this song Dust Calling, I originally wrote it in 2016 on the train on the way to the engineers. I'm on a train for 2.5 hours from Queens uptown writing this verse. Shout out Raf, writing a good portion of this whole project. It's crazy how much it relates to me today, you know what I mean? And how much I feel like, yo, shout out to people that know this record from when it first came out. And for y'all that don't, I'm glad y'all are able to be acquainted for it for the first time. I'm glad the people that heard it before be able to be reacquainted with it with new visuals. It feels good to kind of re-release this record, get presented again to the world as if it's new, you know what I mean? So, and it was me feeling like I didn't have access to the rooms that I felt like I deserved to be in. And I was like, yo, I'm about to just make my own room and like make my own path. And that's kind of been the trajectory throughout my whole career. And I kind of had that foresight in 2016 before I even dropped any music. I was like, nah, this is the path I seen, and kind of like seeing what the music industry was, seeing like how it felt like to be signed, seeing like what that arc looked like for your career. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna make my own thing. I'm gonna do my own thing. And that's kind of been my ethos throughout my whole career. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Aren't those the same ones wishing for your gold? Tell them niggas sit down, taking what you roll. Swear I had a fit now, looking to the road. But who knows, who knows, who knows, who knows, who knows? Who. Dust calling, waiting for the wind. Door unopened, hopefully to let me in. Scribble list, stop down, patting with a pen. Living room tragic, I'm asking them again. Yo, that intro, I was hype over that shit. When I wrote that shit, I was like, it was my first time really experimenting with like panning and like reverb and shit. So like if you like really listen like in headphones and shit, like the who like how I originally wrote the lyrics was like pan left right who, and like you could really feel it, you know what I mean? Now they got like Dolby Atmos and shit, and I'm like okay, like it'll be dope to like see that in like in that type of space. But like when I was writing the lyrics to the song, I was also imagining how the listener would listen to it. You know what I mean? And like all that shit was like super important. But yeah, that intro leading into the hook. Dust calling, waiting for the wind. Door unopened, hopefully to let me in. Scribble list, thought down, patting with a pen. Living room tragic, how fast can we begin? And that living room tragic, that's the point. That's that part of the lyric that what the fuck he talking about? But it kind of mean like back in my crib, like it felt like a space of chaos. You know what I mean? Like, and also being like, oh, that space, that home that I'm about to go into, that living room is also a tragic space, and maybe it's a toxic space that I don't belong in. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna recluse back to my pen and kind of just make sure that pen is gonna lead me to the straight path. So I start the interrogation. I fled in a foreign nation. I'm patient till what could face me. Is it nothing? The same white picket fence the incumbent resides in. Focus the prize wins more than money is power. That's what I'm talking to shoes. And I never walking the fool to the moves that's often an hour. That's slowly clocking 6, 7. Shit is 8 now. Stomach rumbling fool. We never ate how. They still ain't open this door. Man, yeah, so I'm talking about I use like different similes and metaphors, like incumbent, for example, somebody who's like been in the house and like hasn't given up their seat. I'm talking about like, and this is all kind of leading back to my representation of what I think the music industry is. Um, and I'm like, I'm asking this question. I'm kind of battling the norm of what I feel like uh, is my place in the music industry. And I'm like, you know what? Like, it's fine. Like, they still ain't open this door. Like, maybe that door ain't for me. You know what I mean? So I kind of pivot and kind of just go along my own path. They still ain't open this door. I'm ringing, singing the same songs accompanied with force. We banging abandoned windows, gated but never closed. I'm hoping that someone hear us and also with the serum assorted holes in this theorem, but stay solidified. And maybe we could ride. Second floor don't seem too high. I know it is. The quiz finds the beholder. I'm really proud of this verse, honestly, because it's like you could really feel the imagery. You could really like understand where I'm at. Like I'm like really anyone who's like even been locked out of a crib like can understand like what it feels like to kind of being like, damn, like it's right there. Like I could really, like I could see me getting in there, but I can't like access it. You feel me? And to know, like, it's kind of also a message to anyone who's ever felt like locked out of a space. You know what I mean? Like whether it be like that job interview you didn't get, or whether it be like, you know, that rejection that you keep getting, like it's fine, like it's cool to move on. And I think that was the message I needed to hear for myself, was like, yo, this ain't this ain't it, this too shall pass. You know what I mean? Like I needed to hear that message so I can like literally move on and kind of make my own thing. Yeah. Second floor don't seem too high. I know it is, the quiz finds the beholder. Body shaking in mine with the cold shoulder. Mama told me don't climb on the ladders. What if I'm older? What if I live? What if I give something to show her? What if I miss? Slip on my lip? What would I owe her? Explanations of who interrogated the truth and designated the suit. And soon as the dust blew, ooh, 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 dust calling, waiting for the wind. Door unopened, hopefully to let me in. Oh man. That mama part, like that's the part that like really hits home every time I listen back to this record, because I'm like, my mom, and probably a lot of moms, like, you know, kind of maybe stop you from doing something that you need to learn by falling. You need to learn by failing. You know what I mean? And this was kind of that instance where, like, I'm climbing this ladder to get to that second floor that's locked, that's gated. You know what I mean? I could hear my mom being like, yo, like, don't do that. Like, I don't want you to fall, right? And I'm like, nah. And I needed to fail. I needed to fall from that ladder. And in order for me to be like, yo, like, okay, cool, I can bounce back up and kind of get back to on my path. So yeah, second floor don't seem too high. I know it is, the quiz finds the beholder. Body shaking in mine with the cold shoulder. Mama told me don't climb on the ladders. What if I'm older? What if I live? What if I give something to show her? What if I miss? Slip on my lid? What would I owe her? Explanations of who interrogated the truth and designated the suit. As soon as the dust blew, ooh, 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 dust calling, waiting for the wind. Door unopened, hopefully to let me in. Man, that part really hits home too, because I'm thinking about my mom and like just like the, you know, just the protectiveness of a mother, you know what I mean? And like kind of stopping you before you could fail on your own. And I'm thinking about that, like, and it's me kind of being that naive or teenager, and me being that that like, nah, I got it, like I could show you. And it's like if I fail, does that make the attempt any less? Like, or if I win, does that make the attempt any less? You know what I mean? So I'm kind of thinking about like what we do to kind of appease others, and what we do to kind of even our family. You know what I'm saying? Even our friends and our family. That's kind of what I'm thinking about in this lyric. I'm like, yo, like what if this happens? What if that happens? Like, does that change me even attempting to go and achieve my dream of being a rapper, of being a musician? Like, I think just even trying to make it is like part of the process, you know what I'm saying? And failing and falling, slipping on my lip, doing this. What if I make it? What if I get access to this room that I haven't been given access to? So it's kind of more of food for thought, for real. Just like, what happens if I were to get into this room that I don't have access to? Dust calling, waiting for the wind. Door unopened, hopefully to let me in. Scribble list, start down, patting with a pen. Living room tragic, I'm asking them again. Dust calling, waiting for the wind. Door unopened, hopefully to let me in. Scribble list, start down, patting with a pen. Living room tragic, how fast can we begin? Hoo, hoo. And then it's like, the end is like, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. And I recorded like 10 different laws and shit, and then I was like, yo, put that law in the right ear, and put that law in the left ear, and it was like, la la la, and we had like blending and shit, and then like, that shit got me so hyped, bro. I was like, I think I ended up like, there was like 11 different mixes of Dust Calling, and like, a good 6 or 7 of those was just the lalas being right. I was like, nah, like, make sure the reverb is right on the lalas, like, make sure them pan and them all that, like, make sure it feel right, because I was like, nah, that one lala that's in the right ear a little too high, like, turn that down, like, and that's the process, you know, it kind of takes to making it feel right for me, and the intro and the outro kind of being those playful moments kind of really sets the scene for me to kind of get into that verse. So that's my song, Dust Calling. Thank you for watching. Let's get it.